Hi, this is Eric Martin with BoardGameGeek. I'm here with Mathieu from Yellow, and we'll be looking at Richard Garfield's Bunny Kingdom on a non-final production copy.
Yeah.
Just ignore all the artwork in general.
Totally prototype.
That's right. But the gameplay is solid.
The artwork on the cards is almost final, but the layout is not.
Okay. But you can tell us how to play. That's all we want to know.
Of course.
Give me those facts.
So this is a drafting game with a board. Okay. The game is played in 3 rounds, in which we're going to try to expand our territory. We are playing as bunnies, and we're trying to expand our territories and build cities and gather resources. Okay. At the beginning of each of the 3 rounds, each player gets 10 cards.
Okay.
And you draft them 2 by 2. So you keep 2 and you give 8 to your neighbor and so on.
Okay.
On the cards, there are some of the cards have coordinates. Okay, there's 1 card for each of the 100 squares in the board. Okay, so when you play such a card, you can place one of your little bunny on the square. So A6, for example, I can place a bunny here.
Okay.
Okay, that's how you're going to place your bunny and expand your territory.
Okay.
On the board, there are 3 kind of territories of terrains that has resources. Okay, like there's always wood in the forest.
Okay.
There's always fish in the water, and there's always carrots in the fields.
Okay.
Okay, but you can also use cards to add resources on other squares, either common resources like the one I just told you, or new resources like mushrooms in a forest or diamonds in a mountain. Okay, there will be small tokens that you can add on the board under your rabbit to represent this new resource.
Okay.
Okay. You can also use cards to build new cities. There is 3 type of cities. There will be a little plastic stands with 3 different sizes, in which you can put your little bunny, and if we manage to do it, we'll see only the head and the little ears of your bunny in the city. And so you can place them. There are several level 1 city on the board at the beginning of the game on those little square, the village squares. But you can add a new one. The resources and cities are actually what you're going to use to score points during the game. At the end of each round, for each of the area you control, you will add up the value of the cities, so 1, 2, or 3, and you will multiply that by the number of resources, of different resources you have in this area. For example, in this small area, I have a city value 2, so it's 2. By the number of resources, I have carrots, wood, and mushroom, so it's 2 by 3, it's 6 points for this one.
Okay.
Okay? At the end of the game, you will also score the red cards over there. The red cards are either treasures, like on the far right. Okay, it's a treasure, it's just 2 points, that's it. Or missions. The missions will grant you a certain amount of points depending on how you played. So it can be 2 points for each mountain square you control, or like for this example,
King of the Fields.
King of the Fields, it's 15 points if you control at least 5 carrots. Okay. The second one is the Ghost King, is 2 points for each city you control that has no access to any resources. Okay. So it allows you to score points even with cities that wouldn't score else. The events are cards that you can play for several effects. For example, you can dig tunnels to connect 2 different areas. Okay. And so the cities in one area benefit from the resource of the other, and you can score more points. Or you can also send one of your settler, of your little bunnies, on an empty square, and use this square until someone else gets the coordinate cards.
Right.
So there's a lot of cards in the game. There'll be a lot of bunnies too. It's a strategy game with really nice decision making with the drafting. I love drafting games, and this one is really interesting with the board. But it's also not a long game. It's less than an hour to play. It's a dense 1 hour, but it's not a long game.
All right. Thanks very much for the overview.
Welcome.
Yes.